Yes, how are we doing today? No, I'm just kidding. This isn't some ASMR. This is F1P1 Life. Let's get into it. So, it is the 2024 season. If you didn't know, yeah, that's right. It's going on right now. Bahrain testing is right around the corner, and I mean right around the corner. And so, yes, I could have probably done some posting, but it's been a while since I posted anything, and I am telling you, there won't be that kind of a long of a pause for this channel any longer. You could see I have some of my setup going on right now. I'm starting to get the room set up. This is the man cave, so the other side is going to be all set for my SK Lifestyle channel. And if you didn't know I had one, well, check it out. Hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit the subscribe button to this channel as well. I appreciate all the support. So yes, there's been a lot going on. I think you all know that by now. Maybe you kind of tuned out during Christmas and so forth, but all the cars have launched. I didn't want to do a video on the car launches. It wasn't that spectacular compared to many other years. Yeah, we got the state car, whatever you want to call it. You know, it has some green. Green's my favorite color, so I do appreciate that. You know, the Ferrari, I think it looks good. It's a Ferrari. It doesn't look as good to me as last year. That's just quite frank. And I will have to say the Red Bull is a snooze fest, but it's also a 9 because it's the Red Bull. It looks amazing, but there's no change. And hey, you know, why change something that's really that good? So it's a snooze, but I love it anyway. And the Merc, now there's something. There is something right there. I am completely and wholly appreciative of the way that car looks. I love the silver arrow look from the front. I love the carbon look on the sides. I just like the detail that they put on it. I feel, and I'll have to see as I get some more views from testing and just as the season goes, I do feel like last year's numbers I kind of liked a little bit more, but we'll see. I mean, that's just nitpicking. But overall, you know, the cars are nice. It is what it is. You know, I think the Alpine looks a little bit better, a little less pink on there. And don't get me wrong, when you know, right after Force India, you know, and they went all pink, I liked it. I thought that looked nice, but with the blue and the pink, and it's just kind of like, what are you guys doing? So it looks a little nicer now. But anyway, we got through the car launches, okay? And the real thing is, what are these cars up to now? Before I run down the list of everything that has been going on, and I'm not going to bore you all, I'm just going to talk about some of it real quick, but the Red Bull and the Mercedes, yes, we have to go back to that, you know, old nemesis is there. But okay, so I'll start off with Mercedes, and that front wing, that's what we needed. Just some more controversy on top of the controversy. And if you're just tuning in right now, testing 1 2 3, Hamilton to Ferrari, yeah, we're going to jump into that in a minute. But on top of that kind of news, to then get another DAS kind of moment, you know what I mean? Just always coming up with something, and I like that. They're showing that they really haven't given up that tenacity to just come with something different. They tried it with the zero pods. They tried to make it work, and okay, so they didn't. But they got something else, and you know, that may only be worth 3/10 in the beginning, and maybe it washes out and other people try it or whatever. But hey, I just appreciate it. It just shows that they're thinking outside of the box still, and I just like they got everybody else on their toes. Oh, you know, Christian Horner on top of his little investigation that they got going on. You know, man, getting spicy there, not with his wife, but what do you call it? Yeah, I just, you know, it got everybody else kind of talking, and that's just what you need. You need a little bit of that angst that just already just feeding off of it, and I just love it. You know, whatever you can do to get the extra 10th out of the car, they're there. So, and while we mentioned side pods, or I mean zero pods, Red Bull, I mean, I have to take it at this point that they're serious about this, but I don't know. I mean, to me, it's 50-50. I can completely see Red Bull being the ones, if anybody, to just be like, oh yeah, we're doing zero pods, and just be like, oh man, are you guys kidding me? We got you know, I mean, a championship winning bull right here. Why, you know, 2 times over, 3 times over. Why are we gonna, you know, mess that up? But at the same time, they got geniuses over there, and maybe the AMG crew couldn't get it done, but maybe Red Bull kind of like was just tinkering when it was like, wait, because they know one thing is for sure. Mercedes didn't just say, oh, well, this looks cool, let's do it. I mean, okay, everybody's disappointed from a Mercedes standpoint because you wanted to see the battle continue with Verstappen and Hamilton. And, for some Hamilton fans, you want to see him get that 8th world title. But anyway, beyond that, they're not just out there just like, oh, let's, take any design from a 4th grader and we'll just throw it on the car. They're not doing that. And, really, is any Formula One team? No. But you know what I mean, right? So there has to be something there. So I can also see Adrian Newey and a few of these other folks there just being like, let's just take a little bit of time. We already have such a significant lead ahead of everyone else. Let's use some of that equity that we built up in this car and just take a little time and try this out right quick. And maybe they made some adjustments, and then all of a sudden we're like, and we're just like, and then on top of it, how much of a slap in the face is it if they come back and make that car even faster with Mercedes' old design? I mean, for number one, it's going to make them look like geniuses. Number two, it's going to make Hamilton look like a genius for leaving even more for just, so hopefully I think Mercedes' best situation, the way this could go, is that Red Bull's just being a jerk and just wants to flaunt it in their face or something, and they really are just going on with their design and a couple tweaks and whatever. So we will see. Leave it in the comment section down below. What do you think is really going to happen? And yeah, so right out the gate after that, I'm just going to talk about it. Hamilton to Ferrari. Yeah, happening. I know I was on my phone and I saw it come through, and it was like up early in the morning. And so it probably, Italy time or whatever, it probably started popping off. And I was up in the morning. I'm like, you get so much through the Twitter feed. I was on Twitter, by the way, when I saw it. And you get so much through there. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you know, the F1 Twitter world, it can be great. It can be great. It's a lot of fun, lot of fans out there, but there's just some nonsense people. So I was just like, yeah, I would love it. I think he deserves a way to go out some other, to somewhere else. And he's always talked about Ferrari, and it can go one or two ways. We already know it could go the Schumacher way. It can go the Alonso way. You know what I mean? And hopefully it goes the former, not the latter. But he's already made a clear move like that before with Mercedes, and so can anybody really fault him? And he hasn't won a race in 2 years. So, I mean, if anything, and I say as he finishes off his career, but I mean, look at Alonso. So, I mean, we sit here and say like, well, he's at the end of his career and, might as well go out. I mean, who knows how long he could be around, especially if he wants to just stay at the performance level he's at. But anyway, so I saw it come through. I'm like, all right, go back to sleep, wake back up. It's going off again. And I'm just like, yo. And then I finally pull up Sky Sports, Sky F1, and they got it listed there. And then I see, and I was like, this is really legit. And like everybody said, in Sky, on all the Formula channels, you know what I mean? WTF1. Yes, I watch all this stuff. Come on, I'm a Formula One fan. And, everybody's just like, this is what we needed. And they are right. Because it was, as much as we were excited, us Formula One fans, to get back into it, to see the cars on track, that's what you really want. Yeah, the liveries and stuff is cool, and hearing some of the contract stuff. But I mean, Lando continuing at McLaren, and Charles Leclerc continuing at Ferrari. It's just a lot of the same and stuff. And so that just woke everything up, and it was like, there's something to look forward. And even though it's happening in 2025, we already know every time, well, are they going to come together? So it's only a matter of time. After halfway through the first weekend in Bahrain, is George and Hamilton going to come together? And, is he going to give Charles the right of way? Or all this, it just adds to it. And it adds to the stress of a lot of these folks, you know what I mean? To Carlos, where's he going to go? And, he's a good driver, so I really can't see him not driving. But, it just puts on a little pressure. Charles Leclerc puts on a little pressure. Some of these people vying for the Mercedes seat, you know what I mean? So it's going to be very interesting to really see what happens. And I'm very excited for Hamilton. And there's one thing I said right away, and I think I posted it up on Twitter, but I was just like, anybody who thinks that Hamilton's just going to have a bye season, you're out of your mind. You know what I mean? If you don't think he still wants to win a championship with that Mercedes, you might think, all right, well, he wants to go Ferrari, do it. But if he can do it in the Mercedes, he's going to do it. And even if he can't, he's going to try to get some wins with the car. And even if he can't, he's going to try to still be on that second tier of the podium the whole time. We've seen it before. Look what he's done with the Mercedes in the past 2 years. So it's still going to be a great season. And yeah, I won't go on too much more about it. There's going to be a lot of talk in the coming days as the testing starts to unfold. And I'm looking forward to hours of watching these cars on track. We've been so deprived. It always feels like that, but it feels like it's been a long winter. And I'll say the one thing that's kind of helped it go by and take a lot of it off is that, yes, people. No, not going to get back to the ASMR. But I am having a baby girl. Me and my wife are having a young baby girl. She's going to be here in the summertime. And, we're just so excited. So, you know what I mean? That surprise through Christmas and everything, it's just been the greatest thing. And it's definitely taken my mind off of it. But, as the season starts to come around again and stuff, you start to think I think like all of us fans do every time, like, man, it's been a long time. So it's great to see these cars back on track. And I'm happy to announce that there will be one more Formula One fan in this crowd here. And yes, my other daughter, she's becoming quite the Formula One fan herself. So, hey, I'm doing my best, people. I'm doing my best, right? So, yeah, I definitely love it. And I don't know what to make of some of these cars. It's always going to come down. Of course, some of these engineers and so forth, they'll kind of hear from certain engine notes and whatever and this and that. But us as fans just watching and looking at some of this stuff, you can kind of guess, you know what I mean? But other than saying like you think the Red Bull's still going to run away with it, which is kind of a safe bet, you don't really know. I really hope that the McLaren is still up there. Yes, that's right. I really want to see Lando battling for wins, battling for a championship soon. He deserves it, and he has the minerals to do it. And I like Charles Leclerc, and he was putting up a fight with that Ferrari. And I think if the performance was there and the DEG wasn't so high, he would have continued to give Verstappen a run. But Verstappen is a beast, Hamilton is a beast, and you have to come in every weekend, day in, day out, going ham. And I don't mean Hamilton, I mean just going ham. You know what I mean? And we saw it in 2021, and I'll let that rest for now. But come down to the last race, last lap, it's just all out. And so, you know what I mean? I think Charles can make it happen. I do. But I will say, Lando. Yeah, Lando. Man, that kid, he got it. And I definitely want to see him. It would be so nice to see a lot of the cars really actually going at it, though. I don't want to just see 1-2 cars. I would really love to see 4 or 5 cars battling for wins throughout this season. I want to see Hamilton get his 8th world title. I really do. I've always been a Schumacher fan, so it was some ways I've loved Hamilton, but I've been a Schumacher fan. So to see his records kind of fall, it's tough. You know what I mean? But then as it happens, that's what they're there for. Records are made to be broken. And so I kind of want to see Hamilton, especially what happened in 21, and people can go back to, what is it, 08 or whatever, you know what I mean? And so needless to say, and he still has it too. It's not just like people were looking to just gift it to him. Look at what Hamilton's able to do. So, I just hope he has a car to battle for his 8th world title. I really want to see Lando pull out a championship. And yeah, I mean, that's just the way I'm feeling. Let me know what you guys think and you gals think in the comment section down below. And while you're down there, hit that like and subscribe button, people. F1P1 Life. I appreciate you watching. I'm not going to keep this much longer because I will be doing some podcasting over the weekend. I'm going to continue, like I said, revamping my man cave here. Got a little backdrop. I plan on doing a little bit more. I don't want it too busy behind me, but, I'm setting up my whole area here, getting my little stream deck and everything going. I'm going to be having multiple cameras and microphones and stuff. So stay tuned. I'll be having people in here interviewing, talking with me, hanging out, all that kind of stuff on my main channel, but also on F1P1 Life. Some people that are fans, some people that are just new to the whole sport and have watched it a little bit with me and so forth and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be very interesting. I don't plan on leaving you high and dry like I did over the winter break, but hey, it is what it is. It's 2024. Bahrain's up. And yes, I just can't wait. I know you can't either. This is F1P1 Life. Again, I'm your host, Sean Kilburn, and I'll see you next time.